first team all-conference, co-wrestler of the year in the Suburban West Conference, first team all-state by the Missouri Wrestling Association. He was also awarded the President's Award and Superior Achievement Award by the St. Louis Wrestling Officials Association, also first team All-Metro by the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Michael was a senior this year at South. He will be wrestling next year at the University of Northern Illinois in DeKalb. Congratulations to Michael and best of luck with your college career. Next from West High, William Tong and Kenji Yanaba. I know William is not presently here. He is at China traveling as we speak, and Kenji also is out of town, but I would like to read about their exploits. William Tong was a senior at West High this year, and Kenji Yanaba is only a sophomore. This dynamic duo won the Class II state doubles tennis title for West High. They finished the season with a record of 25 wins and only 2 losses. They are the first doubles crew to win state from St. Louis within the last 10 years. And winning their state title, they defeated the defending state champs from last year. They are coached by Jason Townsend. Their accomplishments this year include winning the Eureka's doubles title, winning the conference tournament, winning the district, sectional, and obviously the state title. Besides their accomplishment on the courts, they are both excellent students. Kenji Yanaba carries a 3.95 GPA, and William Tong was a class valedictorian at West High, graduating with a 4.69 GPA. He will be attending Washington University in the fall. So congratulations to those 2 tennis players from West High. Not only are we proud of our state champions, but we are so proud of them for being great leaders in their schools. Good luck to our seniors next year in college, and we look forward to watching the underclassmen compete next year for Parkway. I would also like to recognize all the parents of our state champions with us tonight. So if you're in the house, if you can please stand. Congratulations, and thank you for all your support throughout the year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Roth. Gentlemen, it was a pleasure meeting you. We really enjoy meeting our students, and congratulations again on your exceptional wins at state and the exceptional year you've had this year. Next, I'd like to ask Dr. Becky Langrel, High School Interdisciplinary Curriculum Coordinator for ELA and Social Studies, I say that 3 times, to the podium.
I am pleased to introduce students who have achieved recognition in speech and debate. Parkway students competed with nearly 200 high schoolers at the National Speech and Debate Association District Tournament on March 5 through 8. These award-winning students will now attend the largest academic competition in the world, the National Speech and Debate Tournament in Dallas, Texas, on June 14 through 19. The National Speech and Debate Tournament marks the capstone of middle school and high school speech and debate activities for more than 130,000 students around the country. To attend the national tournament, students must place among the top competitors at one of 110 district tournaments. Qualifiers will compete for college scholarships in one of 11 main events: policy debate, Lincoln Douglas debate, public forum debate, congressional debate House, congressional debate Senate, original oratory, United States extemporaneous speaking, international extemporaneous speaking, humorous interpretation, dramatic interpretation, and duo interpretation, as well as 7 consolation and supplemental events. It is my pleasure to introduce the students with Speech and Debate Awards this spring. From Central High, with support from her coach, Mr. Rob Profit, Ariella Mahoney. Ariella? Ariella qualified in dramatic interpretation for the national tournament. Well done, Ariella. From North High, with support from his coach, Mr. Mike Hazelton, Alex Fredman. Alex cannot be with us this evening, but he placed second at the Eastern Missouri NSDA District Tournament in Lincoln Douglas debate and qualified for national tournament. Let's give him a round of applause. Get ready for a really long list. From South High, with support from their coach, Mr. Mike Hockmeister, Chase Scanlon. Come on up, Chase. Chase placed in 5th place in the public forum debate. Well done, Chase. Chase will also be competing in nationals. Captain Dariani, also 5th place in public forum debate and a national qualifier. Well done, Captain. Also, Kevin Zhang, 7th place and policy debate and a national qualifier. Come on up, Kevin. Well done. Also, Nick Chen, 7th place in state policy debate and a national qualifier. Also, Zainab Zaidi, who qualified for nationals in World Schools Debate. Well done, Zaini. Also, Tony Patterson, who qualified for national World Schools Debate. Tony cannot be with us this evening. Let's give him a round of applause. Also, Jake Evaldi, who qualified for nationals in World Schools Debate. Jake cannot be with us, but let's give him a round of applause. Last, but second to last, Andrew Dong qualified for nationals World Schools Debate. Andrew cannot be with us this evening. Let's give him a round of applause. Last but not least, Lydia Lynn. Lydia, are you here? We weren't sure. Okay. Lydia also qualified for nationals in World Schools Debate. Let's give her a round of applause. Andrew Dong and Lydia Lynn are also 5th place in state for state speech and debate, which is unusual to have 2 qualifiers in 2 different events. We also have a special thank you to Omar Abdi Hamid, a South High graduate who has assisted the team for the past 6 years. Thank you, Omar. From West High, with support from their coach, Mrs. Kara Borgsmiller, the following students have won recognition. Kent Robinson for original oratory. Kent? Julie Lee for duo interpretation. Julie? Tanya Esmiel for duo interpretation. Tanya? Peter Pettev for humorous interpretation. All right. Well done, Peter. And finally, Amos Chen for congressional debate. Amos? Well done, Amos. Finally, Tanya Esmail also qualified in dramatic interpretation. Again, quite an accomplishment to qualify in 2 categories. However, students can only compete in 1 event. Please join me one more time in a round of applause for these accomplished students and their dedicated coaches. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Langrel. And would the parents of the students from the speech and debate competition, if you're here, please stand up so we can thank you. And students, good luck at your competition next week, 4 days, right? So next we'd like to please welcome North High Principal Dr. Jenny Marquardt to introduce the winner of the Selma Essay Contest winner.
Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to ask Evan Lehman to come up front as I announce about his award. Evan. North High's Evan Lehman was awarded the first place and a cash prize of $5,000 in the National Selma Speech and Essay Contest sponsored by the National Liberty Museum in Philadelphia. With the support from the John Templeton Foundation and in partnership with Paramount Pictures and the film Selma, the National Liberty Museum launched the contest to engage United States high school students in thinking, writing, and speaking about current issues of individual freedom and self-determination. Evan's speech was about his activism in the schools and the St. Louis community related to a variety of issues of social justice. Evan shares the first place honor with one other grand prize winner. Evan, his parents, and his teacher, Luann Falahi, were flown to Philadelphia for the grand prize presentation of the Selma Speech and Essay Contest. Evan has also been asked to make a presentation to the John Templeton Board of Trustees at a summer meeting in the Bahamas. Of course. His expenses for that trip will be covered by the John Templeton Foundation. Evan has been an outstanding student and leader and has helped all of us at North High come to a better understanding of those people who are in marginalized groups. And I'm sure he will continue his commitment to making our world a better place when he is at Brown University in the fall. Congratulations, Evan.
And I believe Kevin's parents are here. Would you stand up so we can thank you? Thank you. I think maybe he needs to have a board member go with him for his. Don't you think that would be a good idea?
The superintendent.
Oh, the superintendent. I don't know. We'll duke it out maybe. I don't know. Next, I'd like to welcome Desi Kirchhofer, Deputy Superintendent, to the podium.
Good evening. I think if my training in our intruder training taught me anything, it taught me that right now I'm very vulnerable with all these people behind me. So hopefully you all have my back over there. We always have a lot to celebrate in Parkway. Tonight, among all the other recognitions, we are to honor the work of all those who participated and helped train all Parkway's employees in active killer response training. In addition to Parkway safety measures and series of drills, we're doing this initiative to make our schools safer and more prepared in case of crisis. As you know, Parkway is an outstanding district with dedicated and caring employees who have our students' best interests at heart. Parkway has a strong tradition of being a leader in all areas of education. Other districts often watch and learn from what we do and how we respond to situations. Having such a strong reputation and leadership role in the school community is coupled with a huge responsibility, a responsibility to understand and respond to an ever-changing and very challenging world. Starting on August 7th, just prior to the start of the school year, all Parkway schools and departments participated in a comprehensive intruder training program led by St. Louis County Police with cooperation from all our supporting and surrounding municipalities. In addition to the training which took place with all teachers and staff, over 90 Parkway staff members have become certified trainers in this option-based program, and they are listed on a program here this evening. The training was about empowering adults to make decisions in the best interest of their own and their students' safety. It was to get our employees to think about how to respond in emergency situations, to think about their environment and surroundings. Overall, the training was about preparing, empowering, thinking differently, and having more confidence in how to respond. The training focused on providing options and empowering adults. It was an intense undertaking that required communication and collaboration in all levels and departments throughout the district, as well as our outside help and partners. So it was an immense training effort. After the training, we sent a survey and received some very positive results. We had over 863 respondents, which is very good for a survey that gets sent out to our staff. We had 60 pages of text messages, which actually scared me at first because I did see some of the equipment we damaged during the training. But of the texts, we had very, very strong positive comments. 90 to 95% agreed or strongly agreed that the training was necessary, valuable, important, effective, and one comment that came up, there was a strong sense of team building in the training efforts. Since by nature, what we're doing here tonight is a for all, by all honor, it is hard to recognize any individual. So I'm going to try to send some special thanks to certain groups of folks that really helped us out. First of all, our police chiefs and leaders, could you please stand and be recognized? Many of them are in the room this evening. Then the group to my left, and the audience's left, from Tier 1 Tactical Solutions, the group of trainers that brought this initiative to us and really made it happen. So thank you, gentlemen. Along with them, I'd also like to thank any members and have members of our District Crisis Action Team stand and our Parkway Security stand and be recognized. Thank you. Also, our school leadership, our principals, and all the trained trainers who are listed on the back of the program. If you were trained in 4E training and went to schools or departments on that day, please stand and be recognized. Now I want to thank two other special people that really work behind the scenes to make this happen and coordinate all the efforts. My assistant, Linda Lococo, and Fred Crawford, Chief of Security. Please recognize them. So tonight, we add to our list, and I present to the board, of all our for all, by all initiatives that has been started since Dr. Marty joined Parkway School District. I present to you and add to our plaque that hangs in your office or in our boardroom, for all, by all intruder training for this school year. So thank you all for your help and support, and we really appreciate everyone's efforts in this initiative. So thank you.
Desi, we'd really like to thank you for all of your efforts. We know you really are the one that started this, made it happen, and a lot of people took it upon themselves, but I think you're the one who initiated it. And we've heard so many staff members that this was such a worthwhile training, and we don't want to think about, having an intruder in our buildings, but we have to be prepared in the event that should ever happen. So I think our staff is trained and prepared, and thank you, and thank you all for taking part of it. So I know most of you would love to stay for the rest of our board meeting, but in the event you have other plans, we're going to take a quick break. Thank you for being here, and congratulations again to everyone for your special recognition tonight. I'd like to call the meeting back to order. We have several additions, corrections, and modifications to the agenda. I'll have to read them aloud. 6.01, addition to agenda item 11.02, approval of personnel items. 6.02, addition of agenda item 11.47, approval of purchase of LED retrofits. 6.03, addition of agenda item 11.48, approval of purchase of bread products. 6.04, addition of agenda item 11.49, approval of request for professional services, Stu Cabe. 6.05, addition of the service agreement and schedule for GFI to agenda item 11.45, approval of purchase of managed print services. And 6.06, addition of agenda item 11.50, approval of 2014-2015 transportation for students in transition. So we'll add those to the consent agenda. 7.0 citizen statements. There are none this evening. 8.0 approval of agenda. I would like a motion and a second, please, to approve the agenda for the regular meeting of the Board of Education scheduled for Wednesday, June 10th, 2015.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. 9.0 resolutions, there are none. 10.0 communications. 10.01, introduction of new administrators. I'd like to call on Dr. Lisa Meredith, Assistant Superintendent of Teaching, Learning, and Accountability, to make introductions, please. Hello.
Good evening. I am excited to be here this evening to introduce two new administrators who will serve on the Teaching, Learning, and Accountability team. And I will begin with Amy Gerking-Coates. Amy? Amy will be serving as our Talent Development Coordinator, and we are glad to welcome Amy home to Parkway. Amy is a Parkway West graduate. Amy also served in Parkway a few years ago as an instructional coach at Riverbend and Ross Elementary. She most recently is coming to us from the Lindbergh School District, where she served as the Director of Professional Development since 2013. Amy is a lifelong learner, as you can tell through her experiences and her continued study. She has previously taught in Columbia Public Schools, Hallsville Public Schools, and in Chicago. Diverse backgrounds. She received her Bachelor's of Science from the University, with a focus on social studies, from the University of Missouri. She received a Master's in Education and Curriculum from the University of Missouri as well, and then her specialist degree in instructional leadership from Webster University. During her time at Lindbergh, Amy has done a lot to help implement to develop and implement, along with their assistant superintendent, the new teacher education model, which will be part of her work here, helping us with that. She has also helped plan large development events for teachers and administrators, which also will be part of her role here. Amy stated on her resume that her professional goal was to build capacity through professional development to strengthen instruction and evaluation to ensure all student learning will increase. She certainly has a focus on all. Amy, welcome home. We're glad you're back in Parkway.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lisa. I truly do feel like I'm coming home, and I thank you so very much for allowing me the opportunity to serve as your Talent Development Director. Coordinator.
Next, I would like to introduce Erin Crowley, who will serve as our high school interdisciplinary coordinator for English Language Arts and Social Studies. Erin most recently served as the secondary curriculum coordinator and gifted coordinator in Hillsborough School District, Oregon. I kept reading her resume thinking, Hillsborough? This doesn't match. I was not reading for detail. In 2007 to 2010, Erin was a secondary instructional coach and literacy intervention specialist. She has also taught language arts, an ELA teacher in the Roots and Wings alternative program in Hillsborough. She is a graduate from the University of Missouri, receiving a bachelor's in English Literature, Creative Writing emphasis, and a BS in Secondary Education in ELA. She has attended Lesley University, receiving a curriculum and instruction with integrated teaching through the arts master's. She has attended Pacific University with a focus on talent and gifted education. And finally, she received Educational Leadership Initial Administrator Certification from Lewis and Clark College. You can also see a lifelong learner. Erin stated, "The education of each child is an integral part of the health of our collective humanity at local and global levels. She believes it is important to connect with the community beyond the boundaries of the school walls during planned events and impromptu conversations as a professional, an educator, a mother, an advocate, and an invested member of the community she is serving." Erin states she likes to make connections in small moments with a lens on the big picture of what our education system can achieve. We are excited to have her background and her experience and her passion in Parkway. Erin.
Thank you very much. I am thrilled to be a part of the Parkway community now. When I was researching jobs and learned about Parkway, it just felt like I belonged here before I even submitted my application. So I am looking forward to getting to know each of you and helping make a difference for all Parkway kids. Thank you.
And finally, I would like to extend a special thank you to Dr. Becky Langrel for her service to Parkway. This is her final Board of Education meeting, and we are just really proud of the work that Becky has done, the way she has advocated for all students in looking at how to make our curriculum achieve, to help all students achieve. Becky, you will be missed, and we appreciate everything you have done for the Parkway students.
Thank you so much. 10.02 Calendar of Meetings. The next regular board meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, August 5th, 2015 at 7 p.m. at Central Middle School with an anticipated closed session at 6 p.m. 10.03 Board Liaison Reports. Anyone have a board liaison report?
I had the pleasure of attending the SSD governance meeting, and I just wanted to let you guys know that they did have re-election for officers. Mr. Garrett Mears from Hancock Place was re-elected as the chair. Mr. Jeff, and I hope I say his name right, Prazak from Bayless, vice chair, he's new. And then Steve Lohr was re-elected from Webster Groves as the secretary.
Thank you. Anyone else? Thank you. 10.04 Board Subcommittee Reports. Oh, let me report. Yesterday, I was able to attend the end of the year administrative picnic celebration. It's not really a picnic anymore because it's inside, but a cookout. Okay, but we recognized years of service for probably 20 people. 15 people?
Dozen.
Okay, it seemed like a lot. It was a nice event and very fun. So, board liaison, we just did that. 10.04, board subcommittee reports. HR Finance Board Subcommittee meeting. It was held on 3 p.m. on May 18th. Debbie and I attended. Debbie, did you have a little?
It was my first time attending this subcommittee meeting, and I very much enjoyed the updates that Patty Bedborough and Amy Joyce provided us in HR and finance. So thank you for that.
I think Chris attended also. TLA subcommittee meeting. Sam, I think you were there, which was held on May 21st. Oh, you weren't there, so it wasn't?
I was there.
Oh, okay. I have old information.
Chris and I were there,
Okay.
and as usual, Lisa brought in her parade of coordinators to give us all really good information. I think this time we particularly enjoyed hearing from our middle school study committee and learning how their progress is going, and we look forward to hearing their report when it's finished. So, thank you.
Great, thank you. And it is summer, so there are no upcoming subcommittee meetings scheduled. So that's nice. We get a little break. 11.0 action items consent. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented in the June 10th, 2015 board materials?
So moved.
Is there anything to be pulled to action or to closed? Hearing nothing. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 6-0. There were 50 items on the agenda. That's a record, I think, at least in the short term. 12.0 action items individual. I'd like to, it's 12.01 approval of the 2015-2016 budget. Patty Bedborough is coming to the podium, our CFO. Do you have any questions for her? We covered this several times, so I don't know if there are any questions for her. Okay. So I would like to ask for a motion and a second that the Board of Education approve the 2015-2016 expenditure budget as presented by the administration in the amount of $264,817,803 with $87,968,519 to be expended from the general fund, $138,067,658 from the special revenue fund, $21,085,319 from the capital projects fund, and $17,696,307 from the debt service fund. A roll call, please, Nikki?
Mrs. Applebaum?
Yes.
Mr. Applebaum?
Yes.
Mrs. Feldman?
Yes.
Mrs. Hopper?
Yes.
Dr. Ciartino?
Yes.
Mrs. Mogerman?
Yes. Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you.
Budget approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
13.0 policy review, none. 14.0 reports, none. 15.0 work session, none. 16.0 call for a special meeting, none. 17.0 next scheduled closed session. The next anticipated closed session will be held on August 5th, 2015 at 6 p.m. at Central Middle School. Details of the closed session will be posted within 24 hours of the anticipated meeting. 18.0 recess, 19.0 closed session, 12.0 a motion and a second, please, to adjourn the regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. At this time, we will adjourn back to closed session, and thank you this evening for your attendance. See you in August.
Right on time.
Bye.